Hi, everybody. My name's Andrea LaPlante, and I'm a national marketing director with the Juice Plus Company. I'm also a certified health coach with the Dr. Sears Wellness Institute, but I'm a mom of three kids. And what we do in our community, we have this incredible wellness community where we gather and we talk about things that matter. And what matters most is our health and our well being. And we've found this incredible solution to help people on a daily basis nourish their body at a cellular level and live with vitality. So tonight you're going to hear from Lynn and Luci, and we're going to pull up some slides after they share their story. But first, I'm just to take so we don't take up too much time. I'm going to hand it over to Luci, who's going to share a little bit about her journey with when she started adding more fruits and vegetables and plant-based nutrition to her diet. So take it away, Luci.
Hi, I'm Lucy. I'm actually kind of new to all this, but I had tried a few different diets and had great success with them, but I kind of knew that I was missing something, and I really wasn't sure what it was. And I mean, I knew I wanted to eat healthier. I just didn't know how to get all that, all that nutrition into me. And so, and I work a lot of hours. I'm always busy. I have like two, three, four jobs sometimes. And so I got a new job, and one of the people there, Lynn, who's on the call here tonight, said, I finally asked her on one of her Facebook posts, I'm like, what is this whole Juice Plus thing? You got to explain it to me. She explained it to me. And I think like a week later, I wanted to become a partner and just kind of, and I started taking it. My husband started taking it. My mother-in-law started taking it. My kids are taking it for free. And it's just, and the omegas, I mean, I know dementia runs in my family. So it's like, I knew I wanted something for the mind, and I completely feel like that fogginess has been lifted, and I feel a little bit more just clear. And since I've been taking the juice, I take the Juice Plus capsules and the shakes, the complete, and I just don't feel as depleted. I was at a like at the end of the day, but so I've been taking it for a while now, and I feel great. I love it. I want to just kind of share it with everybody without making it sound like, you know, I don't know. I don't know if that makes any sense, without being pushy, but just kind of I just want to share it with people. Cause like, I mean, if my family, everybody in my family takes it, I mean, if I want to just, share it with people that I care about. So,
Well, absolutely makes sense. If you came across some restaurant that you loved, right?
yeah.
You would be sharing that with people
It,
because you love it the treatment that you had and the experience. So you're having this incredible experience of energy and vitality. So you want to share that. And that's just a natural thing we do when we care about others. So you have a very powerful story, and thank you for sharing. We're going to send it over to Lynn so she can share a little bit about her journey.
Hi, I'm Lynn Coffey, and I've been taking Juice Plus now for about 8 months. I did take it on and off when my husband took it for over 2 years, but I never took it regularly. I didn't pay a whole lot of attention to what it was he was taking, except I started to see some miraculous results because he had struggled with two really severe bouts of Lyme disease because he's a bike rider and he's in the woods quite a bit. And when he got sick, he got very, very sick, and he was taking supplements of all types, but not until he started taking the Juice Plus, which he found out about through Cindy Deltano, who's our sponsor, did he start to really heal and become healthier and more energetic. And he still to this day has new testimonies. So a couple of years ago after the Lyme, he saw powerful results. And I started to take it specifically for the omegas because I was having foggy brain. I was feeling anxious. I had a lot happening with returning to work with COVID guidelines in place at a school. And she recommended it back in July of this past year. And ever since I've been taking that, things have completely done a 360 for me as far as handling just stress and everything else, having the ability to focus and to stay on task. So I started taking it in July. Then I really started paying attention and started taking the Juice Plus capsules because I really didn't think I needed them because I ate a very balanced diet and I like fruits and vegetables. But since I've been taking that, there hasn't been any sickness in our house. Knock on wood, we've all been really lucky. But I also attribute it to the Juice Plus recently my husband had run out of the Juice Plus capsules, and we didn't get it for some reason. I'm not sure if we gave some of our product away, but we ran short for a little while, and he's been having knee issues. So he's out bike riding tonight, as a matter of fact, but his knee was really bothering him over the course of 3 or 4 weeks that he wasn't taking it. He thought he was going to need to see somebody about the potential knee surgery. And we got our order in, and we were so excited. And now he's really recognizing that that short span of time took away some of his ability to feel better, to have his knee work more properly. So he rides a couple nights a week, and that's where he is right now. But I became a partner because it made sense after talking to Cindy and hearing her testimony. And she's not here to share it today, but her MS story. And because she was such a kind person, and I loved what the company seemed to be offering, which was caring people wanting to help other people. And of course, it made sense to be able to get my products at a lesser amount of money, because if I share it with others, there's that bonus and potential of, in getting an income, which is what I'm now getting. And I've been able to share it with a few others who are having results as well. So I love it. I also love the shakes, and I have a tower garden now. That was my big step. And it's actually, I wish I should turn it around and show you. It's growing like wild. We have a lot of greens on there. So I love the whole thing. I wish I had more time to put into the company, but the fact is I don't really have to put too much time in, and it's doing its job for me and for other people in my life. And I think someday down the road, when I'm working less, I may be able to get out there and share it more. And especially now with COVID, the restrictions are lightening up. So I'd love to be able to share it even at my school with the parents a little bit more than I already have. Again, like Lucy said, without being pushy, but just talking about the truth that it really is so necessary and so easy to get. However, a lot of people don't know about it, and they kind of miss out on that opportunity unless we talk about it. So I'm not a salesperson by any means. I just love the product, and I'm happy to be here. And I hope that more people will find out about this great opportunity to be healthy. And I'm getting older, so I really want to pay attention to that too. Prevention is everything. So.
That's a fantastic story, and you'll have to possibly let your school know about towers as well, because you can get a grant for a free tower, and then the
Wow.
kids can start growing. So we have
Yeah.
about 12 towers in our neighboring schools in the area, and it has a whole free curriculum attached, and just a great way for kids to learn science, technology, math, nutrition. So that's something to think about too. But you have a very powerful story. I'm just going to connect all the dots and pull up a presentation just to share why people are having these great results. And really, it's not anything other than the fact that humans are just not getting the variety and the quantity of food that we need to get on a daily basis. And this is a solution for us. So Lynn, just give me a thumbs up if you can see the slide. Okay, great. So basically we come together and we talk about, why this is making such an impact around the world. And if you just look at this slide, you can read the stats here that we live in an unhealthy society today. What really struck me, I mean, we know about obesity, diabetes, cancer, heart disease, all of these things surround us. And what can we do to help make an impact to reverse these stats? One of the things that really stood out to me was that our children are more harmed by poor diet than by exposure to drugs, alcohol, and tobacco combined. And as a mom of 3, that just didn't sit well with me. And I'll share a little bit more about my story. But poor diet, we should all have access to clean, whole food. But because our society has evolved, and we're going to see in this presentation, our toxins in the world are increasing. Just take a look here. You can see the pollution, the over-the-counter drugs, prescriptions, skincare products, things we put in our hair, plastics that are now in our waterways, in the ocean, in our fish. Pesticides are on our food. There's just so much going on that we cannot control. And it's nobody's fault. It's just that as society has progressed, so has the toxins that have been increasing. And what's changed is our food supply and the distribution channel. It used to be years and 20, 30, 40 years ago, people would have farms and they'd trade their food, and there was no genetically modified substances, and not a lot of packaged foods, and not a lot of processed foods. And then as we developed as a society, it was how can we get food fast and our nutritional content really took a hit. So more than 50% of what Americans eat is processed. You can see all of the things here, just doctoring up our apples to make sure they can sit on a shelf. An apple today can sit in a grocery store for up to a year before anyone gets it and brings it home. And the reason it can do that is it's laced with chemicals, and it has the ability to withstand. It's been picked before it's ripe. So it hasn't reached its peak nutritionally, and then it's sitting there to look pretty so it doesn't decay. It has chemicals in it to keep it that way. So we don't want our produce to look pretty and have chemicals on it. We want to have food that nature intended to grow and ooze with taste and color and flavor and nutrition, and get that in our bodies right away, which is why broccoli could lose 50 to 80% of its key nutrients before you purchase it. So what can we do to be healthier? There's so many things. We can exercise. Getting our sleep 7 to 8 hours a night is key. It's really crucial to be able to get our sleep. That's when we do all of our detoxing, managing stress, drinking water, using safer products when we talked about on our hair and our skin, and eating real food, which is something that we're going to talk about. And the focus is on fruits and vegetables, and experts agree most diseases are preventable with good nutrition. So this is a great image of what oxidative stress is. And when you look at an apple and you cut it in half, you can see how it's white and fleshy. But if you were to squeeze a lemon over that one side, which is what this image shows, the white fleshy part is where the lemon juice was squeezed, which is an antioxidant that protects the apple from aging, turning brown, rusting, and becoming diseased and decayed. But the other side that's brown, it's aging, it's turning brown, it's rusting. That's what goes on inside our body because we take in oxygen as humans. And the way to prevent and reduce oxidative stress that happens to us, that slide that we saw earlier of all of those toxins, it could be toxins, the chemicals on our food could create oxidative stress. It could be exercise-induced oxidative stress. It could be from lack of sleeping well. It could be from the processed foods. So we're inundated and our body is trying to work its best and the engine's trying to run, but when it starts rusting and aging, it slows down. And what happens to a rusty car? It breaks and the engine dies. So we want to keep our engine running smooth for as long as possible. And in order to do that, we need to give ourselves the antioxidants, which are found in raw fruits and vegetables in a large variety. So we know that it's not that fruits and vegetables are good for us, it's that they're so good for us, they could save our life. And when we talked a little bit earlier about why we need so many, it's 7 to 13 servings a day. And athletes, it's 16 to 20 or even more. And why? You can see the green bananas. And we talked a little bit about distribution channels and the apple that could sit in a store for a year. Again, things are picked before they're ripe, so their nutritional value hasn't reached its peak. So we're having food in our body that's less nutritious. And we need to eat more of that food in order to reach the nutritional value that we should get out of that one piece that we were eating years ago. So that's why we need so many. 90% of Americans don't eat enough servings to get that nutritional content. And there's definitely not enough variety. And if you live in various areas around the world, you could be in California and get an orange from Florida. And so you could have things are shipped for 1,500 miles, and you really have to look at that distribution channel. So what is the difference? This is really where my story comes in, a multivitamin versus whole food. 70% of Americans try and fill that gap. What gap is it? We say, why are we taking vitamins? It's really because we have a nutritional deficiency. So we have something going on. We're not getting the color of the rainbow. Maybe you live in New England and there are only so many plants that you can get in that are in season, right? So you go to the grocery store, it's very seasonal. You're not getting that color of the rainbow in its right form 7 days a week. If you live in New England, that's just cut in half, or you live somewhere else where something else is ripe and they have access to it in a different area, but you're not getting the whole spectrum. So one apple has over 10,000 phytonutrients in it, and it works together with the blueberry that has 20,000. And this image is great because you can see on the left, a vitamin supplement has a supplement facts label, and an apple has 10 to 12,000 phytonutrients, vitamins, and minerals just in that one apple. So why would you want to take usually a chemist in a lab makes up a multivitamin. It's in a petri dish. They maybe take out the top 5 or 6 phytonutrients in the apple, and they put it in this doctored up man-made pill that you swallow and your body doesn't usually absorb it. It's becomes expensive urine. And in my case, my son, who my middle guy got a hold of the vitamin bottle and he overdosed on vitamins, which as a mom, it happened on my watch and I was blown away because it's something the pediatrician recommended. So I just thought I was doing the right thing. I knew they weren't getting the color of the rainbow that they needed. So I resorted to the vitamins and I thought, why did this have to happen? Why are we feeding them something with a child safety lock, a poison control number, a warning label, and then finding out that iron is lethal? It can only be absorbed in trace amounts. And I could have lost my son to a vitamin overdose. So that sparked me, just blew my mind. I was really angry. I was looking for answers, took everything out of the house and was trying to chop and slice and get them to eat all the colors of the rainbow, morning, noon, and night. I felt I was a stressed out mom. They were not eating what they should. They were not eating broccoli at breakfast. I mean, how many kids do, right? Half your plate's supposed to be fruits and vegetables, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I couldn't even get my son to eat broccoli. He would gag and swallow and cry. And it was very daunting to try and hide it in food, and they would find it. And I realized there was something missing. Why couldn't I get the food in them that I needed to on a regular basis? I knew I wasn't getting enough. So one day I walked into my gym and saw this. No child safety lock, no poison control number, no warning label. The caps open and close. And the first thing I did was turn it around and I saw nutrition facts. It's fruits, vegetables, and berries. This is what blew me away. I looked at this placemat and thought, oh my gosh, I couldn't believe that this is what I could get into my family on a daily basis. My kids, my boys, teenage boys still won't eat spinach. But to get this in their diet 7 days a week, and the difference, I've had people say to me, I think we eat pretty well and we eat fruit. And I'll say, well, do you eat the peel of an orange? Because we haven't eaten the peel of an orange in the last 10 years. That's where all the bioflavonoids are. But we get the peel of the orange and those bioflavonoids in this nutritional because the whole orange is crushed whole. So is the lemon with the lemon peel. So is the tomato with the stems, and the broccoli with the stalks, and the beet with the leaves. We grow specific bitter broccoli with more nutritional content for this. We throw the whole pineapple in with the stalk. All of the elderberry, the blackberry, the bilberry, the currants have the stems and the leaves still attached. Everything's thrown in whole. It's crushed, dehydrated, and the sugar in the water is removed and it's made into a powder form. And then I know Luci and Luci, I believe, was talking about the omegas as well, and how we have this vegan omega option with getting more plants in your diet for heart, brain, joints, skin, and eyes. This is 100% plant-based. So if you value sustainability, a lot of people have fish oil today, but there are a lot of contaminants in our fish. There are a lot of things that are running off into our estuaries, getting into our fish. There are microplastics in the oceans. And these plants work together synergistically. They're cold pressed seeds and berries, and it's just an amazing sustainable source of, it's a huge anti-inflammatory. Our cells need our omegas. We don't make them on our own. They have to be brought in from an outside source. So this is something that you can put in your mouth, clip the top off if you're a baby and pour it right on the baby's tongue. You can chew them or you can swallow them. And it's just a great way to get those omegas in another plant-based way. And I believe Lynn was talking about having a shake every day. So this is a vegan nutritional beverage with sprouts, alfalfa, radish, broccoli, chickpea powder. It's got ancient grains in it, a ton of fiber. And what I love about it is it's fertilizer. It's a prebiotic fiber, which is fertilizer, which is food for the good gut bacteria. And we know our gut is really the gauge to our health. Our gut and brain have a connection. And if our gut is off, everything is off. So this prebiotic fiber will flood your gut with food to fertilize the good gut bacteria and make them grow and be robust and have a strong, healthy gut. So it's such a great way to get your breakfast in. We have this every day for breakfast. We make protein bites and they're gone in about an hour. The kids will grab them, run out to the bus or to school. They'll have them as snacks. It's just a great way to get some more plants in, and it's low glycemic, so it helps keep your blood sugar stable, which is another great win. So what's so amazing, it's unique, it's the only whole food concentrate in the world that's been backed in science, over 25 years of research, published research in peer-reviewed medical journals. It's not a multivitamin, which is exactly what I was looking for. It's whole food with a food label. You don't have to worry about those chemicals, and it doesn't have to look pretty because it's not sitting on a shelf. We've worked with the same local farmers for the last 25 years, and they're so specific in how we grow. And when the produce is at its peak and it's reached its peak nutritionally, it's crushed whole. And then once it's in a powder form, it's certified with the National Sanitation Foundation, which is a third-party company that comes in completely outside, and it looks to make sure nothing's blown in the field, that there are no banned substances, and they check it off for NSF for sport as well to make sure that nothing can get in the way of a professional athlete's career. It's safe for a 6-month-old baby. Baby starts eating, they can eat their Juice Plus, all the way through elderly in a feeding tube. It was designed for someone who had cancer. So all the way up to the Olympic athlete. It's the most researched. You can even ask Siri, what's the most researched nutritional brand in the world? And she'll tell you Juice Plus. There's nothing else like it. It contributes to all of these things. And when people say, Lynn was saying her husband no longer has inflammation. It helps reduce inflammation and reduces that oxidative stress in the body and the healthy inflammatory response, cardiovascular, quality of life, cholesterol, lung function, skin and gums, immune system. It doesn't boost the immune system. We don't want an overactive immune system. It's not an underactive immune system we're looking for. It's a robust, healthy, balanced immune system is what our bodies need, especially today with everything that's going on. And there's nothing else available any place in the world with or without a prescription that's been clinically proven, which means it's been proven in humans to do what this has been done to do. And I came into it looking for my kids. I realized I needed it too, my husband. And with the Family Healthy Starts program, with an adult order, you can sponsor a child for free for up to 4 years, ages 4 through 18. So I sponsored my daughter for free. My husband sponsored my son, and my parents sponsored my third child. So all you need to do is eat the product yourself, and you can sponsor a child for free. And all of these things happened to my family. My kids originally they had colds and flus, eczema, molluscum, you name it, ear infections. They were on antibiotics for things. And once we started adding this to our diet, tweaking things around, it's been 10 years. Our family of 5 has been to only well checks, no antibiotics, no over-the-counter meds. We double up on our Juice Plus. We've had some athletic injuries. We've tripled up on our Juice Plus and had extra shakes and, lots of salads and things like that, recovered faster. And Lynn was talking about her husband's knee. My husband was looking very similar story into back surgery. He was a college athlete, and his back was just, he was doing a lot of driving and traveling, and he forgot his Juice Plus on a trip, and his back pain ended up coming back. And he said, I will never go a day without it, because he was looking into surgery. When he started this, I said, why don't you start reducing the inflammation and see where it goes? And his inflammation has subsided. He no longer has inflammation in his back, and he doesn't miss a day, because if he does, that inflammation will creep back in. Lynn was talking about her tower garden. This is phenomenal. If you love sustainability, clean whole food, no one touching your food, love growing, having your own salad grown for you. You can have it indoors year round. I have 2 of these. I have 2 of them indoors that I grow year round in the winter. I love growing my own smoothie greens. I use so much greens for my smoothies. To go to the store and actually try and buy them and keep up with it was just too much. And then making salads. So to be able to control having my own greens year round, and you can bring it outside if you want in the summer, but you use 98% less water, 90% less space. It grows faster. It has more nutrient density. You can grow a variety that you love. It doesn't take up space in the fridge. There are no recalls. No one's touching it but you. You don't have to worry about pests or soil. There's no soil. It's on a timer. It's such a godsend. And this is something that kids are getting involved with. Schools are taking on the tower garden and using it as curriculum. You can use it in your own home. There are tower farms popping up all over the world. But really what it is, it's just able to design the way you want to eat and have control over your food. And I love the cost of it. I know a lot of people like to get coffees. It's $2.50 a day for an adult, and you can sponsor a child for free with that. Free for kids, less than $3 a day to have a complete meal, and $1 a day for your omegas. So I'm going to stop the share here, and then we can close up. Just put it on the gallery view. Okay, everybody. So I just wanted to give you the overview of why and where this came from and how it's made, and all of the background behind it, because it's so important to understand the education and really tie. A lot of people think it's a multivitamin, and it's the exact opposite. It's basically what it is a farmer's market in a little capsule. It's a salad bar in a capsule. And the produce is grown ethically, sustainably, more nutrient density, no pesticides. It's everything that you could possibly want. And it's just condensed so that we can get it in our diet every day. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. And if you have any questions, just reach out to the person who invited you onto the call, and we can follow up with you that way. But thank you, everybody, for joining us. And I loved hearing your stories. Thank you, Lynn and Luci.
Thank you.
So I'll just
Thank
stop
you,
recording.
Thank you.
Thank you.